DeSean Jackson's bold gamble, from NFL star to HBCU savior at Delaware State, inspired by Deion Sanders. By ABF Sports, July 2nd, 2025. In the high-stakes world of college football, where coaching hires often make or break decades of tradition, DeSean Jackson has chosen the path less traveled and possibly the most grueling. The former NFL speedster and Philadelphia Eagles icon has stepped into a hurricane, taking the reins at Delaware State University, DSU, a program not just struggling, but reeling from consecutive one-win seasons. But this isn't just another comeback tale. It's a movement, and Jackson is determined to lead it, drawing direct inspiration from the trailblazer who rewrote the HBCU coaching playbook, Deion Coach Prime Sanders. Walking into the fire, why DSU? Delaware State has gone 2-21 over the past two seasons. Let that sink in. A proud historically black college and university, HBCU, legacy, left dormant in the win column, now in desperate need of resurrection. Jackson isn't naive to the challenge. He's embracing it head-on. Obviously, I want to come there. They only won 2 games in the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming into a situation I can't do no worse, Jackson said, his confidence resolute on the June 30th episode of All Facts No Breaks with Keyshawn Johnson, Paul Pierce, and Baron Davis. And I'm gonna bet on myself. Ain't no shoe too big for me to fill. But Jackson didn't walk into DSU empty-handed. He brought with him a reputation, a competitive fire, and a blueprint, the one written by Deion Sanders. Coach Prime, the blueprint for greatness. Coach Prime, man, I can't stress enough about how he's opened doors up for guys like myself, Jackson said during the podcast. We talked about Michael Vick being in Norfolk. We play this year. So just being able to learn from guys like him, that's been at an HBCU when he was at Jackson State. This is a stepping stone for me. And what a blueprint it is. Just a few years ago, Jackson State had a dismal 4-8 record. Within 2 seasons under Coach Prime, they went undefeated in the regular season, won back-to-back SWAC titles, and shocked the recruiting world by flipping #1 national prospect Travis Hunter. It was unheard of, unimaginable, until Deion Sanders did it. Then, the former NFL Hall of Famer took Colorado. Yes, a Pac-12 punching bag with a 1-11 record, and engineered a 9-4 miracle season. Within 4 years, Sanders didn't just revive programs. He built dynasties. The DSU nightmare, what Jackson inherited. Let's not sugarcoat it. Delaware State football was a disaster. In 2023, the Hornets stumbled to a 1-10 finish. In 2024, they bottomed out with a 1-11 record and not a single meek Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference win across either season. The locker room was in shambles. Morale was non-existent. Attendance had cratered. Recruiting had flatlined. Lee Hull's tenure had unraveled into chaos. No structure, no wins, no vision. Enter DeSean Jackson, not as a band-aid, but as a wrecking ball aimed at breaking the cycle of failure. The Vic Factor, Eagles reunion on the gridiron. Oh, and there's more fire to the narrative. Jackson isn't just stepping into the DSU job. He's stepping into a rivalry with an old friend and former teammate, Michael Vick. The electrifying quarterback now commands the sideline at Norfolk State. This fall, the two will clash in what may be the most hyped HBCU matchup of the year, at none other than Lincoln Financial Field, the very stadium where they once electrified Philadelphia fans. DSU versus Norfolk, Jackson versus Vick, brotherly love turned gridiron war. The mega camp that changed everything. Jackson didn't waste time proving he wasn't just a celebrity hire. Barely 6 months in, he hosted DSU's first ever high school mega camp. The result? Over 400 athletes from around the nation poured into Dover. This is our first high school mega camp, and I think for us, it's just inspiring to see kids want to be around this, Jackson said, clipboard in hand and sweat glistening, as he whistled and barked out coaching cues. HBCUs ain't the fallback anymore. They're the come-up. The event wasn't a gimmick. It was a goldmine. Out of that camp came 2 immediate commitments, Jonathan Manley and Kelson Tate, wideouts from Weddington High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Both had legitimate FBS interest. Both chose DSU. Before Jackson, they wouldn't have even picked up the phone. West Coast pipeline and transfer market moves. The camp was just the beginning. Jackson has been quietly assembling one of DSU's most exciting recruiting classes in years. A blend of raw high school talent and proven FBS transfers. His class is built like a mixed tape. Fast, versatile, explosive. And yes, the West Coast pipeline is real. Jackson's California roots are paying dividends, with recruits now considering DSU from Los Angeles, San Diego, and Sacramento. The buzz is spreading. Fans are starting to believe again. Boosters are re-engaging. Social media engagement has surged by over 250% in under 4 months. The prime effect, culture first, wins next. DeSean Jackson knows better than to promise a conference title in year one. What he's promising instead is culture, accountability, belief. The very things Deion Sanders used to flip not just rosters, but entire mindsets. "I saw what Coach Prime did," Jackson said. "And I'm not him, but I learned from him. And I believe I can bring that same level of passion and commitment to Delaware State. Not just for the kids, but for the entire community." It's already working. Team practices have intensified. Alumni have started to return. Local media is showing up again. And high school coaches, once disinterested in sending players to DSU, are back on campus shaking hands. A movement bigger than football. The HBCU football renaissance isn't a fluke. It's a movement. Coach Prime lit the match. Michael Vick is fanning the flames. And now, DeSean Jackson is tossing in a bucket of gasoline. This goes beyond XS and OS. It's about visibility, about restoring pride in Black college athletics, about rewriting a narrative that too long dismissed HBCUs as second tier. Jackson isn't just trying to win games. He's trying to change the way the world sees Delaware State. Looking ahead, 2025 and beyond. What's realistic for DSU this season? A winning record might still be a stretch, but 4 or 5 wins. That's a leap. And considering where this program was, a leap is exactly what it needs. The 2025 schedule is brutal. DSU faces conference heavyweights and early out-of-conference road trips. But if early camp reports are to be believed, this year's team is deeper, faster, and more disciplined than anything DSU has put on the field in a decade. And if Jackson can get a statement win, maybe even over Norfolk State and Vic, then buckle up. DSU will be trending nationally. Final word, betting on himself. "I can't do no worse," Jackson said when he took the job. But already, he's doing a lot better. From mega camps to recruiting flips, from building culture to drawing eyes back to Dover, DeSean Jackson is making noise in the only way that matters: results. And just like Coach Prime, he's betting on himself. Only time will tell whether that bet turns into a championship. But one thing is already clear: Delaware State football is no longer asleep. And Jackson's just getting started. ABF Sports will continue covering DeSean Jackson's journey through his first season at DSU, along with updates on the HBCU football revolution powered by the NFL legends now calling the shots from the sidelines.